Hey class, how are you today? As you can see, I have a new co-host with me because my girls kind of bailed on me. Mackenzie's doing her homework and I don't know what Gracie's doing. So, as you can see, it says before you begin this video, you will need a calculator. So pause it and get a calculator now. Use your phone, use something, whatever you need, but get a calculator. Okay, so Hucky, do you want to, Huck, look, you want to read the objective? Huck says, you know how to divide numbers less than 1,000 by numbers less than 100. Today, you will learn how to divide numbers 1,000 or greater. Okay. All right. So if we were to make up a real division, real world problem, where large numbers like $7,850 divided by 32 might be involved, what would we do? Well, we could say our class, because we almost have 32 people, unfortunately, although I love each and every one of you. 32 is a very large class. But our class won the grand prize of the lottery of some sort, and it was $7,850. And we need to divide that by each one of you so we all get the same amount. Yay! Okay, so that's what we would do. We would have to divide it. So, excuse me. Here's our question of the day, or the problem of the day. Marcia's choir needs to raise $5,390 for its annual trip. Each of the 25 members of the choir will need to contribute equally, because equally is only fair. How much money does each person need to raise? So we do not find the exact answer yet. We're going to estimate about how much each person must raise. Now, this is going to be tricky. I'm hoping that I can do this while holding my co-host. I am not, however, going to let him write. So the first thing we are going to do is say 5,000 390, and I'm going to let him go. Maybe I can get him back. Say goodbye. Goodbye. 5,390. And we would have to divide that by 25. Well, I wouldn't even know where to begin. So we're going to estimate using compatible numbers. 5,390. If I look at these numbers right here, I'm going to look at 53, and I'm going to look at this 2. I even look at this 5 when I think about it, because I know that 25 and 50 are compatible. So I'm going to say 50 and put my 2 zeros on it. So 5,000 divided by 25 equals, and now I know that 50 is compatible with 25, because 50 divided by 25 is 2, and I have to add my 2 zeros. So this tells me, I'm going to go ahead and erase this. This tells me that each person is going to have to contribute about $200. So I have $200. So I'm going to take the 5,390, and I don't even know if I'm going to have enough room, but we're going to give it a shot. And I'm going to divide it by 25. Well, my estimate tells me that I'm going to start in the hundredths place, okay, because I have 200. So I'm going to start in the hundredths place with the number 2. So my hundredths place is right here. So 25 goes into 53 2 times. 2 times 25 is 50. I'm going to subtract. I have 3. Is 3 less than 25? Yes, it is. So I'm going to bring down my 9. How many times does 25 go into 39? Hopefully you all know that it's only going to go in one time, because we know that 2 times 25 is 50, or 2 quarters is 50. So 1 times 25 is 25. And now I'm going to subtract. And now I have 14. Is 14 less than 25? It is. So now I'm going to bring down my 0, and I have 140. Well, how many times does 25 go into 140? Or how many quarters are in $1.40? Think about that. There's 4 quarters in $1, and then there's going to be another quarter would be $1.25, which would be 5. 6 quarters would be 150 or $1.50, so I can't go 6, but I can go 5. And I know that 5 quarters is going to be 125, and I know I'm writing at an angle because I'm running out of room. And I'm going to subtract. That would be 5. 3 minus 1 is 1, so I have 215, remainder 15. So now let me show you what the calculator would say. So if I'm going to bring up my calculator over here, hopefully I can do that, yep. Okay, I'm going to clear this. So I'm going to say 5,390 divided by 25 equals $215.60 or 60. That's what it basically says, is $215.60. Are these two answers reasonable, compatible? Even my estimate, is that reasonable? Well, it says 200 and I came up with 215, so yes. So let me show you the difference between this remainder of 15 versus the 0.6 or the 0.60, because remember, anything after this is 6 are all 0. So if we wanted to round to the nearest 100, it would be 215 and 60 hundredths or 60 cents, $215.60. So what we would do is we would take the 60 cents, 0.60 or 0.6, watch what happens when I multiply. I'm going to multiply it by, normally that 0 comes off, but the divisor, my divisor is 25, and watch what I get, 15, which is the exact same as my remainder. So you take the decimal point and you multiply it by the divisor, and that should give you the remainder. Okay? So our next page, and I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this for you guys because this is kind of teeny tiny. It says estimating and dividing with greater numbers. How do you solve problems involving division of greater numbers? In one season, all the teams in a basketball league scored 7,832 points. I need my co-host. I wonder if somebody in this house could get me my co-host.
Do you want Jack's hat?
I'll take the little guy. He's a little easier to work with.